Bullying is defined as repeated oppression, psychological or physical, of a less powerful person by a more powerful person. The key word in explaining or defining bullying is the repeated oppression. It's very important to understand that. If I call you a name, okay, a very disrespectful name, would that be considered bullying? It's definitely inappropriate. You can't be calling around, calling people names and putting people in a position where they have to defend themselves. So the behavior is very inappropriate, but it's not bullying at that point in time. What if I see this young man every day, first period, and call him a name? Hey man, you old banana head rascal. And then, the next day I see him in second period class, he becomes that banana head rascal again. And then goes on. He tells me to stop. Hey man, why don't you chill out, man? That's not my name. I'm not a banana head rascal. But I continue to do it. Would that be considered bullying? We're definitely moving in that direction. Because we're talking about a repeated action. A repeated inappropriate action towards another student after you've been told to stop. Okay? And that action can be psychological or physical. When we say psychological, what do we mean by psychological bullying? What constitutes psychological bullying? Anyone? Don't be afraid. My 8th graders, you've experienced this twice. You should have this presentation down pat. What is psychological bullying? Yes. These bands make it very hard to hear, okay? But what I'm going to ask you is please speak up, okay? Will somebody completely push you down, is what you said? Okay. Yes, that the part of psychological bullying, but how do you psychologically bully someone?
I feel like getting in somebody's head, making them feel bad about themselves.
Exactly. And you do that with words, right? Using inappropriate words to antagonize or put people down and make them feel uncomfortable. Words. There's power in words, ladies and gentlemen. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me. It's a fallacy. Words have the unique ability to kill, destroy, excite anger. There's a definition out there, there's a word called verbal abuse. The ongoing misuse of words, because we do know words have a direct impact on our emotional state. And so words can be used to degrade people, make people feel bad, send people into a state of depression, and often contemplate their own well-being. But words can also be used to uplift people, make people feel good, inspire people, make people do great things. Are you with me, ladies and gentlemen? So you have to be mindful of the words that come out of your mouth. Yes, sir.
Well, the sticks and stones to break your bones also has another meaning where I have no proof that I actually hurt myself. Like, I have no proof that I said this person is a bully because they just told me names and didn't actually punch me. I don't have any bruises or any proof. And so I can't justify that by saying they called me names. But what do you have to back up your point? If someone punches me in the arm, then I have a bruise saying, hey, they punched me in the arm. That's a proof. That's why sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can't break your bones.
I disagree with that. That's what we call the psychological abuse, psychological harm. You can't see the harm that you can feel emotions, you can't see them. Okay? So when someone is hurt, no, you can't measure that quantitatively, but you can feel the hurt. We just went through an exercise called empathy. How you empathize with someone. Yes, I can see a black eye. Okay? I can see a broken leg. I can see a bruise. I have to feel someone who's sad, who's depressed. Are you with me? You can't see depression. You can see it physically on someone's face or well-being or in their behavior, okay? There's signs of depression in terms of how one responds to different words. So you have to be mindful, you have to be empathetic towards people to understand that people are hurt with words or with gestures or with body language. Are you understanding? Because I can use body language to intimidate you. I don't necessarily have to touch you. I don't necessarily have to say anything to you, but I can intimidate you with my body language. Are you understand what I'm saying? And we'll get more into that as we present this information, because we call that taunting. Okay? You can taunt someone, you can bully someone without even saying a word to them. Okay? So if I come second period class every day, what's your name, my brother? Christopher, right? Every day in second period I come by Christopher and then do something like that. Did I touch him? Did I say anything to him? Every day I come by and I may just, man, would you stop touching my book? But it continued. What I'm doing is taunting him. I am escalating his emotional state to the point where it becomes negative. Are you with me? Are you with me, ladies and gentlemen? It's a form of bullying. So we have to be mindful of that. We had to talk about physical bullying. And you had, we kind of alluded to what physical bullying is. Anybody want to give us a clear definition of what physical bullying is?
Someone is hurting me.
Someone is hurting you. Anybody want to add to that?
Someone putting you in different ways or weapons or other people.
Great. Using your hands or weapons or other objects physically hurt you. Your physical well-being is at risk. So we have psychological and physical proof of a less powerful person by a more powerful person. I would like to add to that there is perceived power, because they're not really powerful. We have talked about, the insecurities that bullies may have, and the reason why they subject those insecurities on other people. Because the bullies themselves need help as well. Types of bullying: cyberbullying, physical, emotional, verbal. We kind of hinted on a couple of those. What is cyberbullying? Help me understand what cyberbullying is, because this is becoming more and more common as we move towards a virtual platform.
Bullying someone through a device.
Bullying someone through a device. That device could be your cell phone, it could be a computer, it could be any device used to communicate with another person using written words. And we kind of talked about the power of words, spoken words, and the magic and the power of words and how they can change your emotional state to good or bad. Okay? Written words are just as powerful. They're spoken words on paper. So if someone writes you a letter, it could be a love letter or a like letter. And when you read those words have meaning. Those words take on an emotional state within us. So there's power in written words, same as verbal words. They have the unique ability to change our emotional state. If you receive a happy letter with happy words, generally we elicit an emotion of happiness. If you get a sad letter, and those words, indicate sadness, our emotions tend to reflect the letters that we read. So if you write a nasty, dirty, filthy letter with words, it has an emotional effect on us. Are you understanding, ladies and gentlemen? Words are mystical, powerful, they exert energy, they have the unique ability to change our emotional state. That's why we say, watch the words that come out of your mouth. It's very important that you do so. You can change the world with words. You can change the world with words, or you can destroy the world with words. And people. Verbal abuse is real, people. Physical, we touched on physical bullying, putting your hands on people, using objects to physically hurt people. Emotional, psychological bullying. Again, using verbal threats, taunting. Using words to create chaos. Bullying is thought to be the most common form of violence suffered by children. Recently, the internet has been used to promote bullying activities, which does not allow any escape for its victims, not even at home. Why is it that there is no escape from bullying when you do it on the internet? What is it about the internet that makes it, scary? What is it about the internet? If you put something on the internet, can you retrieve it? If I post an inappropriate video, okay, and I'm trying to antagonize somebody with a video, let's that video go on the internet, good luck trying to retrieve it, because one person get it, store it, share it with thousands of people, good luck trying to get that back. Good luck. We want you to be accountable. We want you to be responsible as you communicate with each other on the internet. Because if you put stuff out there, it's pretty much out there. And I've dealt with students, in situations where, students are antagonizing each other, they put inappropriate stuff out there on the internet, and it's just out there now for the world to see. You can be 30 years old, 20 years from now, somebody can pull that video up and put it out there now. Here's a middle school video of such and such. It can be destructive to your well-being. Please be mindful of how you use your technology and use it in the most appropriate way, not to antagonize, not to bully, not to make people feel uncomfortable. There's power in words, people, and you have a responsibility with the words that you use, whether it's verbal or written. Bullying means involving a bully, a victim, and a witness. Witnesses are just as responsible as a bully for the bullying activity. We are going after witnesses as well because we understand that witnesses are key components in conflict. Okay, they are key components. Typically what happens when you see a fight, can someone just kind of explain to me, if a fight breaking out in character, what are students typically doing? What's typically going on? Give us an illustration.
Everybody just loses it.
Everybody what? Everybody got the technology out trying to record it. They want the greatest post. They want the people. That is the most inappropriate way to conduct yourself when people are trying to hurt themselves or hurt each other. We call them witnesses. And typically these same people that's moving the holler with their video, these are the same people who have started the conflict. The same people that run around, such and such said such and such and such said such and such about you. Well, I don't know about that, but such and such said this. Well, I heard that he wanted to fight, and then it comes to say what he said, she said. These are the witnesses that I'm talking about that we will address if there's a conflict in this building because we know they are key components in starting conflict. Physical conflict starts with verbal conflict. Are you all with me? When there's a physical conflict, it normally starts with a verbal conflict. This is why you say, watch the words that come out of your mouth. Because the words that come out of your mouth has a strong potential to cause chaos and conflict. Are you all with me, ladies and gentlemen? Watch the words that come out of your mouth. Witnesses are just as responsible as the two participants in a conflict. Understand that. Bullying can include saying or writing inappropriate things about a person, deliberately excluding individuals from activities, threatening or actually hurting a person, making a person do something against their will. Deliberately excluding someone from activity. You're in Mr. Whitlock's class, Mr. Whitlock said, okay, it's time to form our group. No, we got such and such in our group. No, you can't get no, you cannot alienate another person from educational activities. No one wants to be alienated. Felt like they should belong. It's a form of bullying. Making a person do something against their will. How do you make someone do something against your will, my brother? Threatening. Extortion. And if you don't even have Tito to post that video. Or just, you have some very timid students that just don't want to be involved in conflict. And you have some people that sense that. And so they will try to muscle you out of the material things. Because you have some students that just don't want to be in conflict. And so to avoid conflict, they'll give up their material things. Because they don't want to, just don't want to have conflict. So bullies use that to their advantage. Let me ask you, Tito, let me borrow a pencil. And you never get it back. Or it's that person who's exploiting you. Or let me borrow your sweater. You got a nice sweater, but I use your sweater. You never borrow your sweater, you never get your sweater back. That's not friendship, people. That's someone taking advantage of you. You have to understand the difference. Making someone do something against their will. Extort you out of your lunch money. Extort you out of your food. Look at your food. We're going to have your hot Cheetos, have your French fries. It's a thing of exploitation, people. And you can simply say no. You don't have to agree with any of it. Bullying seems to peak in middle school and then decline in high school. Why is it? Why is bullying so pervasive from up middle school, and then once we get to high school, we see those numbers decline? Why is that? Why is bullying so widespread in middle school and not so widespread in high school? Let's use common sense. What happens in high school? What happens each year you get older? Yes.
Maybe some people don't want to go back to school, or like they're afraid of other people so they're in the school system.
And anybody else? That might be a part of it, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. Why is it that bullying tends to go down in high school? People get mature. Excellent. You mature, you make better decisions. You actually grow up to be better citizens. We don't expect our 6th graders to act like 4th graders. We don't expect our 8th graders to act like 6th graders. And we don't expect our 7th graders to act like 4th graders. There's a maturation process that takes place from year to year. And it should reflect in your behavior, how you conduct yourself towards other people. And by the time you get to high school, we hope that you have matured to the point where you're doing less and less conflictual behaviors towards each other. And it happens. You guys grow up. You make better decisions. The things in middle school become petty. We don't expect our high school teams to act like 8th graders. Are you all with me? So, you have 1 year behind your belt. We expect you to conduct yourself accordingly. You've heard this before. Approximately 7% of 8th graders miss at least 1 day of school each month because they're afraid of being bullied. Mom, I don't want to go to school because every day 3rd grade I have to deal with this fool who always tried to take my stuff, who's calling me out my name. No one should be afraid to come to a school to learn for any reason. And if you are experiencing that, or if you know someone else who is experiencing that, you need to get to an adult. Come and see me and let me make your school a more comfortable place for that person. School should be a safe place for everyone to come in and receive instruction. Not a place where you should be intimidated or a battleground for other issues outside of learning. Every year, more than 160,000 students report missing some school because they are afraid to attend due to bullying activity. There's only a handful of people that can spoil for a lot of people, ladies and gentlemen. And we need your help in checking those people who are distributing negative behavior amongst our students. This is the reason why Memorial Park is the best middle school in the universe, because of the way you conduct yourselves. And we want to continue that tradition. Who is the bully? The person who doesn't care if bad things happen to other people. The person who doesn't feel bad when others are hurt. The person who likes to be the center of attention. The person who believes others deserve to be bullied. No one deserves to be bullied. No one deserves to be bullied. The person who's bullied at home by their parents or siblings. Someone may say, well, maybe if we bully the bully, maybe let's give some of the bully and some of his own medicine. You like to push people around, let's push him around, let's duke him up a little bit, let's give him a dose of his or her own medicine. Raise your hand if you think that's appropriate. Maybe the bully needs a little lesson to learn. And I would agree, the bully does not deserve to be bullied. The bully has issues or concerns with him or herself. The bully has learned to be a bully, maybe at home. Okay, maybe issues at home. Maybe this bully, has been bullied by their parents or by their siblings, or come from a harsh environment. So when they come into school, this is what they learn, this is what they know. So if you experience someone bullying you or bully someone else, please help me help the bully. Let us know. Let us help the bully. Let us work through these concerns with this student who has this inappropriate behavior. Maybe they don't know they're acting inappropriate because this is something they learn. So help us help the bully. Right? The students bullied to gain power, to gain attention, to get material things. They act out due to problems at home, to copy another person. How many of you seen copycat bullying? Somebody's be back in the classroom, and then next thing you know, somebody else is trying to copy that person, trying to be bad as well. A lot of times that's a self-defense mechanism, because if I'm a bully, there's a less chance that the bully will be bullying me. So people will try to side with the bully, try to be friends with the bully, to keep the bully from bullying them. Never do that, people. Never encourage bullying activity by joining in with the bully because of your own insecurities. I don't know about you all, man, but when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a superhero. I always was like, man, help that little guy, man, help that screaming woman, help that little baby screaming out of that burning. I always wanted to be the hero to go and save that person. I never identified the villain. I always wanted to take out the villain. People, you have to be your own superhero. You cannot let people take advantage of you. Your parents did not send you in the building to be abused, to be bullied. And they definitely didn't send you in the building to bully other people. This is not a bullying playground. This is not what school is about. Are you all with me, ladies and gentlemen? Be a superhero. Don't be a copycat. Be a superhero for your friends. Be a superhero for your family. Be a superhero for yourselves. Stand up for yourself. You have every right to assert yourself. Stop calling me that name. Man, look, I'm not going to be that name today, man. Stop it. Man, stop stepping on my shoes. Stop pushing. Stop shoulder shrugging me. And you have every right to assert yourself. If it continues, at that point, it's time to get an adult involved. Because verbal confrontations and those talking conversations escalate to physical confrontations. Oh, I know it's not popular to be a so-called snitch. I'm not a snitcher. People, you gotta get over that. Write me an anonymous letter. If you're a friend of a friend that's having some problems, write a letter on behalf of your friend. Make it anonymous. Mr. Thompson, check in on such and such. I think they have a bad day. Mr. Thomas, such and such, they don't want to come to school because they can let me know, let some adult know that a concern is, there's a concern in the building and give us the opportunity to address it. Waste students bullying, physical aggression, social alienation, verbal aggression, intimidation. Talk about those. What type of persons are often targeted by bullying? Who do bullies target? Who do bullies target? Yes.
People that are less empowered.
People are less empowered. What makes, perceived power? Anybody want to add to that? Who do bullies target? Who do bullies typically go after? Huh? They go after students who are small. People they feel they can take advantage of. They go after people or students who don't have many friends. Why do they go after students who don't have many friends? Huh? No backup. No backup. Typically if you're around your friends got your back, it makes me less of a target because it's a bigger confrontation. Bullies are insecure, believe me when I say that. They're insecure. There's something about a bully that makes them want to impose their will on somebody. That's a mental thing. Students who don't have many friends. Students who don't stick up for themselves or get help from an adult. This is why I always say, assert yourself. Stick up for yourself. You have that right. You have a mouth. You can assert yourself. Stop. No. Don't touch. I'm not that name. Stop calling that name. Assert yourself. Anybody can think they can get away with. Bully will go after anybody. I think go after teachers. Get out of control, disrespecting teachers. What are some of the effects of being bullied? Feeling scared, alone, and sad. No one wants to feel that. Don't like school because school becomes a playground where I'm being bullied. So I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to that place. I have to deal with this food third period every day. I'm sick of it. Getting headaches and stomach aches. Not feeling good about themselves. It plays on your self-esteem. Every day you have to come to a building, someone's calling you ugly and stinking and nasty. That plays on your self-esteem. You begin to wear that language. Maybe I am stupid. Maybe I am. What happens to a student who pulls another student? The Department of Education Discipline Code prohibits this behavior. Students who violate the discipline code will be subject to appropriate disciplinary action. Every adult is available to assist those who are victims of bullying. What help is available to you? We are available to you. For every adult. Your administrators will ensure that appropriate disciplinary actions are given to the bully and witnesses once a report has been made. Myself, Mr. Thomas, Mr. Smith, Mr. Coles, Mr. Weezy, and Ms. Smith are available to assist you to ensure that you feel safe and no longer being bullied. We're here to help you people. Are there any questions? Questions? Yes, sir, my brother. You're out of time.
There is no witness in the bully because everything that happened, you can very well do.
You should share the information that the adults sift through that. That's our job to investigate. Anybody else? Yeah, you don't worry about whether there's witness. If somebody's messing with you, say it's just you and this other person in the bathroom all alone, and something goes down, tell them to know anyway. We'll see if it was true or what's a lie. And we'll make the appropriate decision at that time. Anybody else? Well, thank you, Mr. Whitlock and Mr. Stewart, for allowing me to have your class to share this very